you guys a little bit of my story so you know who I am and you can understand where I'm coming from when I bring a little bit different perspective for Take Action Thursday tonight. So first of all, shout out to all the amazing women that have already shared on Take Action Thursday. You guys, I get so many amazing nuggets from just leadership and being able to be present with all the voices and all the hearts that are part of that, and I can share my own story and voice. I am a mom, I'm a wife, I am a fitness guru. I love all things health and fitness. I love learning about the body, and health and fitness has always been a part of who I am. I'm an athlete, and I love to work out. So a lot of times you're gonna see on my Facebook profile all kinds of videos and things about losing weight and doing things the right way and being healthy, right? And so I want to bring that into Take Action Thursday tonight because I have been in this industry for almost 9 years. I joined when my daughter was just born, and she's 9, and so she was my why. She was the reason why I started in this industry. And I'm just going to be honest with you guys. I love interactive Zooms. So I'm going to ask you guys to talk to me a lot in the chat. So just be prepared to type your little fingers, because for me, it's important to know that you can hear, but not only just hear what I'm saying, digest what I'm saying, because there's a difference between hearing and then taking the action, right? Taking the action to what you receive to go and implement it into your life, into your business. And we're not just going to talk business, although that is going to be the focus. A lot of what I cover tonight is going to be something that you can take into your world every day. And she was the reason, going back to my daughter, she was the reason I said yes. So I would love to hear, kind of why you said yes to being a part of this industry, whether you are brand new. And if you are brand new and Elevosity is your first company, like, you hit the golden egg. Like, you are so blessed, and that's amazing. So I would love to hear why you, in the comment section, in the chat, why you said yes to being a part of this industry. If you've been in multiple companies, it doesn't matter, because your journey is your journey. Embracing your journey, but never losing sight of why you begin, is a part of your journey. So that's what I'm going to touch about. Carol, you rock, girl. She said it's my first company. Kudos to you, sister, because that's amazing. So I want to share just pieces of my story, being, all of my voice, all of who I am, all of what I'm passionate about. And I'm still here serving my why. My why was my daughter, being able to give her a better life, not having to struggle as a family, not having to have my husband work a gazillion hours and not have a relationship with my daughter. I didn't know that I wanted to be a stay-at-home mom until I had my daughter. You guys, truthfully, she came here into this world and completely transformed my viewpoints on what was important. And truth be told, we struggled. Does anybody relate to that? Give me a 1 if you know what it feels like to struggle a little bit, right, in life. And we struggled. And she was the reason why I came into this industry, why I said yes. And she has forever been the reason why I said yes. She will forever be the reason why I continue to work hard and to stay focused. But here's what I do know. You serve a purpose in your business. Do you know what that purpose is? And today, for Take Action Thursday, I want you to unwrap your purpose, because when you don't embrace and you don't understand your purpose of what you are here to do, you're going to go through the motions. You're never going to have that emotional connection to why you actually are here. Business is going to have its ups and downs. It's going to have its ebbs and flows. There's going to be moments where you're like, I don't know if I can do this. There's going to be moments where you're like, I heard 75 no's this month and no one signed with me, and I'm frustrated. But those are the moments that you tap back into your purpose, and you don't forget why you said yes in the first place. And I feel as though so many people lose sight. They lose track of why they said yes. They forget why they came to take the action to make their life better. Because I can give you tips and tricks and stories and Facebook and Instagram, and I can tell you, you know, scripts and follow-ups and all that stuff. But if you are constantly going through the motions without really tapping into why you do those things, then you are going to fall off the train every single time it gets hard. And I'm speaking truth, not just to myself, but to all of us, right? So I want to start with, do you know your purpose? Do you know why you said yes in the first place? Does that matter enough to you to go through the things that you're going to go through in this business? You know, your story matters. And when you're tired of telling your story, that is the moment when you should tell your story again. Because here's the thing, we tell you to go and add new friends on Facebook, to go and, you know, meet new people in public, to go and do these relationships, to go and do these connections. And when you're sick and tired of telling your story, did those new people hear your story? Because if you're doing the things and you're taking the action, you won't be tired of sharing your story, because that new person doesn't know what your story is yet. And your story has to be so important to your heartstrings that it's not going to stop you when you're like, I don't know if I can do this again. You know, those are the moments when you're starting to question whether you can share your story again, or you're like, oh, I'm so sick and tired of doing this post, or I'm so sick and tired of sending this message. Those are the moments that you've lost sight of why you started, truthfully, okay? You have to constantly share your story and understand that your story is going to constantly change. The importance of why I started 9 years ago when my daughter was brand new to this world, right? When she was brand new and we were struggling to put food on our table, is not who I forgot who I was, but my story has changed over the years because I fought to be a better person. I fought to bring freedom to my family. I fought to have truths in my own life, right? So my story is constantly changing. It's forever evolving, but it doesn't change why I started. Does that make sense? Do you guys understand what I'm saying here? My story is important. It's valuable, right? Because the moment that I say no for myself, I'm taking away someone else's yes. So when I tell myself, no, I'm not going to do that, no, I'm not going to share, no, I'm not going to show up, I'm taking away the ability for someone else to say yes to what I have to offer. And our purpose is to use our story to change someone else's. That is why we are here. When your giving hand is bigger than your receiving hand every time, you will forever be blessed. I truly believe that. And you can take action. You can put in the work. But if you're going through the motions and you're not understanding why you're doing those things, the meaning behind it is going to keep you from actually serving that purpose, right? So people need to hear what you have to say. You have to consider yourself a professional hope dealer, right? That is something that fuels me every single day. Even when I have my lowest moments, even in moments where I'm doubting myself and I'm wondering if I have what it takes, because any leader in this industry is going to tell you that they go through those moments. They have the hard days. They have the moments where, you know, you're like, I can't do it again. But those are the moments when we as leaders, when we as humans tap back into why we said yes. Those are the moments that keep us fueled, right? So there's purpose in frustration. There's purpose in disappointment. And when you feel that when you're feeling those things, it's because you're losing sight of why you said yes. You're losing sight of what really matters, right? You're losing sight of why you started. And you have to recenter yourself. You have to bring yourself back to the core of why you started. Garrett says it best. He says, when we forget where we come from, or when we lose sight of where we've come from, we've already lost our way, right? So when you lose sight of where you come from, when you lose sight of why you started, it's because you're looking left, you're looking right, you're looking to the frustration, you're looking to the disappointment to serve your story. And that's not the purpose. That is not the purpose of why we are here, right? So here's how you recenter yourself, and here's how you take action. So you don't have to answer in the chat if you don't feel comfortable, but give me a 2 if you've ever felt that you've lost center, if you've ever felt you've lost your way, if you ever felt like, I don't know if I can do this, you guys, I would be dropping twos all day. And I don't know about y'all, but I'm an empath. So I feel differently. I feel the energy from the world. I feel all of the things that are going on, and all of that can keep you from taking action to make your business move forward. But what I have gained, what I have realized is that I have lost the center of why I started, even though my why stares at me every day. Hey mom, hey mom, hey mom, hey mom, hey mom, hey mom, hey mom. I tell her I'm going to change my name. My name is, and I'm not going to tell her what it is. And so she can't say, hey mom, hey mom, hey mom, like 100 million times, right? Can all my moms relate to that? So here's what you have to do. You're going to have to find your joy. Because again, I can come on here and I can tell you guys, make sure you put stories up every single day. Make sure you're commenting on people's stories. Make sure you put a poll in your story every single day. Make sure that you're, commenting on people's posts every single day. Make sure you're adding and deleting new friends every single day. Make sure you're getting those new connections. I can tell you that that's what I've done to make me become successful in this industry and to grow my business, right? But I can tell you those things to do, but if you don't find the purpose in them, then what's the point of doing them, right? So find your joy. You have to find joy in the mundane things. You have to find joy in the things, the tasks that you're dedicating your time to in your business every single day. You have to find joy in that, because consistency is key in this industry. Consistency is key in this business. And if you don't find joy in the consistent things that you are supposed to do every single day, then you will find an excuse to make them not work for you every single day. So even on moments when I'm feeling off and I don't want to, I'm feeling heavy, or I'm feeling disappointed, or I'm feeling frustrated, I still show up every single day to do the things that I know that I need to do, because I always remind myself, if you tell yourself no today, Bobbi Joe, you are taking away someone else's yes. That is not fair for you. That's not fair for them. You're not here for you all the time. Serving purpose in your business means you are showing up for someone else every single day, because your yes depends on changing their life, right? That's why we're here, is to give back, to be hope dealers, to remember why we started, and to serve that purpose all the time. Because without it, we are nothing. Without it, we are nothing. You have to have that foundation. Here's another thing. When you want to recenter yourself, you've got to let go of the grip of your business, okay? And I know that people are going to be like, what? You got to, what? Like, oh my gosh, what? I'm telling you, when you white knuckle your business, you are controlling every single facet of your business, and you have to let it go. You have to trust the process. You have to know that that conversation is going to transpire into something beautiful when it's ready to, right? I knew Carly Foster is my enroller, and she's become a really great friend of mine. She put up posts for 4 months before I even commented, you guys. I saw those posts, but I didn't comment on it. One day I just happened to put one little word on her comment, and she messaged me. The relationship will grow when it's ready to, but you have to find joy in that, and you have to stop white knuckling your business and having the expectations set on God's time, not yours. And it hurts, because I know some of you guys need that huge financial shift. You need that huge mindset shift. You need this to work so bad for your family. I get it. I know what you're going through. I know what that feels like. But you have to let go of the white knuckle business, and you have to let God do his thing in your life, in his way, at his time, and trust the process. That's why we say you have to marry the process and divorce the result. The result is not yours, it's his. The process is yours. So find the joy, recenter yourself, stop white knuckling your business, focus, right? Sometimes we focus on what doesn't serve us. How many of you guys compare-itis? How many of you guys have battled that compare-itis? How many of you guys, well, if I would just hit this rank, if my team would just do this, if I could just get 10 samples out, if I could just blah, 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 right? How many of you guys, like, be honest, be real, right? Thank you, Mary Ellen. I saw her wave her hand like, girl, that's me. Me too, you guys. If I could just serves no purpose. Serves no purpose. That means that I'm focused on the result. If I could just do this, then this. But what happens in the middle of that? If I could just, what happens in the middle of that statement? That means that I'm not centered on what actually matters. I'm not centered on my purpose because I'm focused on what I can't control. And when you focus on what you can't control, you lose focus on all of it altogether, right? I can't control somebody joining my business. I can't control somebody buying a product. But what I can control is my joy. What I can control is not white knuckling my business. And what I can control are the steps to take me in order to get the result that will blossom and be ready to grow when God says it's ready to grow, right? So this is a really powerful quote that I just wanted to share with you guys. The enemy wants us paralyzed and compromised by what ifs, opinions, and misunderstandings. If we can be in a place of confusion, of frustration, of opinions, of being paralyzed by fear, being paralyzed by what ifs, being paralyzed by this isn't working for me, this isn't going fast enough, you guys, I'm guilty of that myself. And I'm speaking from a place of I've been there. I know what that feels like. The enemy wants us to live in that zone, because when we live in that zone, we never operate in abundance and we never truly operate in a place of purpose. And then we begin to blame the product. We begin to blame the company. We begin to blame our uplines. And truthfully, you guys, it has nothing to do with that. That's when you have to check yourself and say, am I really remembering why I came here? Or am I comparing? Am I rushing God's timing? Am I rushing the process? Am I expecting more than what I'm giving out? Right? These are questions that you have to ask yourself and really be honest with yourself, right? Don't lie to yourself, because whether you're here or you're in any business, anywhere, you can be the common denominator if you don't really sit still and figure out why you're doing what you're doing and having purpose in that, right? And we have to remember to share again and again and again and again, because that is what matters. Sharing your story. And if you don't have a story that's like, you know, Judy's or Ricky and Jessica or Nancy and Enrique or Melissa or Carly or Chris Schweda, if you guys don't have stories like this, listen, you can build your story. How do you think these people got to where they are? All they did was work really hard, a long time. Are you willing to do what it takes to be in their shoes? Because I know that all of those leaders worked just as hard as they did day one. And they fought through the stuff. They went through the ups and downs. They went through the ebbs and flows. They still love us, all of us. And I can speak for all of us. They still love all of us as if we were their children. They care for our success. They care for our hearts. They care for our families. And they didn't lose sight of why they're doing what they're doing. Maybe you did. Maybe you need to come back to your purpose, and you need to find that purpose and your voice within your business journey, right? And sharing again and again and again and again is going to help you build that story to being in the position that our leaders are in, truthfully. So I wanted to just say, you know, focus on the process, not the result, because your no is someone else's yes. And I also wanted to share, before we began here, right? Before we began here, how many of you guys took action? None of you, you're going to say not me, because I wasn't here. I didn't work here yet, right? This wasn't my business yet. So none of us had results before we started here. But what we had was heart. We had a reason why we said yes. And along the journey, we learned process, we learned simplicity, we learned duplication, we learned sampling, we learned verbiage, we learned how to work social media, we learned how to talk to people. And along that journey, sometimes you lose sight of why you say yes. And I really challenge you today for Take Action Thursday is that you can listen to all of these. You can listen to every single call, every single leadership that or leader Zoom that comes on, or every leader, or you can go to every event. You can tune into every single Zoom. And if you do nothing with it, you are going to be in the place that you started before you said yes, with zero result, with zero growth, right? You're going to be in a place of zero. And that is exactly where the enemy wants you to live. And whether you believe in Jesus or not, that's up to you and him. But I'm telling you, the truth behind it is that if you're not walking in your purpose, you're not using your voice, you're not sharing your story, you're not constantly saying, okay, I've had a bad day, I feel it, I acknowledge it, what can I learn from it? How can I use this to turn it around? How can I use this as part of my story to change someone else's, right? If you're not walking in that every day, you're going back to square one before you said yes. And what purpose did that start? What was that for you and your family? I would love to see in the comment section, you know, what you expect from your business. What do you want from your business? What are your goals, your things that you want to accomplish? And are you working to achieve that by staying grounded as to why you started here in the first place? Your head and your heart have to align, and you won't find a better company or a corporate staff to align with. I'm telling you that right now. This is my 4th company. I have no shame. So you can judge me all you want to, I don't care. I will tell you, you will not find a better leadership, a better corporate staff to align with. And you are going to have, not you will, you are going to have absolutely 100% certain you are going to have ebbs and flows in your business. It's in the ebbs and flows that you grow, that you begin to build and stay grounded in that foundation. That you don't lose sight as to where you came from and where you're going. And it's that middle ground that'll determine how fast you get there and how many people you change, how many lives you touch, how much of an impact you have. And it doesn't come from results. It comes from remembering why you started, and it comes from doing the process. It comes from growing in a place of process, and it comes from always showing up and always doing what you need to do to impact more lives with our coffee and our Xanthamax and our patches and our leadership. You guys, what we have here is beautiful. And I just hope that through all of this, I love it. Patricia, she wants to retire, relocate. I want to support my family. Camille said that bucket list is a 500K. I mean, you guys, these are beautiful, but where you're going and where you started, do you ever get confused in the middle? Because the middle is going to determine whether you will achieve that or whether you will forget it, right? So the middle is going to be the test site. And you have the key, you have the power to really take the action in your heart and in your head to transform your business into being something beautiful. So Judy, that's all I have. I don't know if you want me to share more.
I could listen to you all night long, girl. This is fantastic. Are you kidding me? I got so many notes. I am literally going to watch this again because there's so many things. I was so like focused in on what you were saying, and my gosh, I wrote things. I love find your joy, and then don't even know it takes away from someone's ability to maybe say yes to that. I love those so much. And so if you want to share some tips, we've got some time. So if you want to share some tips for us, we'd love to hear them.
Yeah, for sure. Thank you. So these are a couple of things. So whether you work your business full-time or part-time, I would love to actually know in the chat, like, do you work full-time or do you work part-time? Because regardless of whether you work full-time or part-time, your focus time needs to be the dedication that you have for your business. So your focus time can't be the moments where you spend your time frustrating, frustrated or questioning what's actually happening in your business, right? Those are the moments that you say, okay, I'm sitting down and I have an hour. You know, I have, okay, a lot of you I see both part-time, full-time, 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 part-time. So you guys, if you're doing part-time, you know, you have to figure out how much time you're dedicating to your business. I know I do this full-time, so I know exactly how much time I have dedicated to my business. And I actually set schedules for my time, because the process is where you're going to find the growth. But during the process are not the moments where you sit frustrated, where you sit scrolling, where you sit being like, oh, well, she said she was going to order on Friday, and that's 25 Fridays ago. Like, you guys, listen, those are not the moments where you need to question all the things, right? I found a sign the other day and I wanted to get it so bad, but because we're traveling, I can't. It said, first I drink the coffee and then I do the things. I mean, how perfect is that for us? Because it puts us in the zone, in the right place, talking to the right people at the right time. And our goal when we're working full-time or part-time is to plant seeds. The more seeds you plant, the more harvest you have to pluck when it is ready. How do you grow a harvest? You have to water it. You have to give it sunlight. You have to talk to it. You guys, you have to hug it and you have to love it. And if you're a hippie and a tree hugger, like, you really get in there and you, like, you know, pray over the soil and all the things. You guys, listen, and I'm not trying to be funny. I'm being serious. For me, every single day, this is a list that I will do without compromise. Okay. So number one, I send birthdays every day. And I send all the birthdays with a voice clip. First, I send them a really funny GIF. I like the one, if you just type in birthday, you'll see it, but it's the one with the Duck Dynasty. So these really two pretty brunettes are sitting there and they're like waving, happy birthday. And then behind is the Duck Dynasty guy and he's like blowing a kiss behind them, like photo bombing them. It's funny. But I like to send that because people will be like, what? And then they'll listen to my voice clip and I'll send, oh my gosh, hey girl, happy birthday. How are you? How are things? What do you have planned today? I'm super fired up for you. Oh my gosh, tell me all the stories, right? So I just send a really upbeat, high energy birthday message every day. So whatever list you have on Facebook or whatever you have in your calendar, upbeat, high energy. Now you guys, listen to me for a second, and I'm giving you permission. If you go and you look at someone's profile and you're like, oh my gosh, it's Sarah's birthday today, and I don't even know Sarah, like, because sometimes we get connected on Facebook and we don't even know how we connect with people, and you start to kind of scroll through her page and you give it a quick 1 or 2 scrolls and you're like, she is not really active on Facebook. She's not really present on Facebook. She shares a lot of negativity. She just is not kind of my vibe. I'm giving you permission today, moving forward, to unfriend people. Woo! Hallelujah. I free you all. You can unfriend people because that's the beauty of Facebook. There are a ton of people in this world who need your story, who need your eyes, who need your page. And when you have dead weight on Facebook, it serves no purpose. We're going back to purpose, right? It serves no purpose. Unfriend people. Get rid of them. If it's meant to be, they'll come back. I've had it happen. I've unfriended people before and they message me, why did you unfriend me? And I'm like, oh my gosh, girl, because we don't really chit chat. How are you? Did you want to be friends? Because we don't talk. And just be honest with people. If it's meant to be, it'll be, right? So, birthday messages. I comment like crazy in stories. I'm very active in stories because truthfully, you guys, people are more active in stories than they are on people's timelines. Get yourself in stories. Put up a really funny post in, like, your first story slide should be something funny that's going to catch their eye, like a picture of something crazy, or, you know, something that's going to stop them and be like, what is that? And they have to click your story and then they just kind of scroll through, right? So you're going to get a show-stopping slide up on your first story. And then you're going to drop in stories about the coffee or the business and your life. And you're always going to include a poll. Do not forget the polls. The polls are important. In stories, when I have a poll, you guys, and people vote, because always I put it right in a strategic place. So when they have to scroll to the next story, they accidentally hit my poll. Always. It's always there. And I message them and I say, oh my gosh, Judy, I saw that you voted on my poll. I would love to give you more information about my coffee. But wait, first, did you mean to vote? Because, you know, sometimes that happens. And Judy's going to be like, you guys, truthfully, this happens. She's going to be like, no, I didn't really mean to vote. But what is it? Always message your pollers. Always. Because they are going to want to know what you're saying. And if they say, no, it's not really for me, cool, great, wonderful. You planted the seed, and in God's time, it'll blossom when it's meant to. So birthdays, stories, commenting on people's Facebook pages, that is so important. Open up your profile, and you know, you can go through the scroll. Listen, set your timer on your phone so that you don't scroll for an hour if you're part-time or full-time, and then at the end of the hour you're like, what did I really even do today? Like, I just sat here and scrolled on Facebook, and you weren't really productive. So you're going to want to scroll, and you're going to want to set a timer. You're going to want to unfollow people. You're going to want to snooze people. You're going to want to clean up your Facebook page, because those fresh eyes that now come into your page are more opportunity for you to share your story, for you to serve your purpose, for you to connect. That is why we are here. So clean up your Facebook page, unfriend people, unfollow people, comment, genuinely comment on people's stories, and genuinely comment on people's Facebook, right? And also what I do every day are bold reach outs. I am not afraid to reach out to people and just say, hey, Judy, I'm sending out free samples of our amazing Happy Coffee today. You popped in my head. Shoot me your address. Would you like coffee or zest? That's really, I mean, I'm getting new fresh eyes into our group. I know we all have a group, our customer group. I'm getting fresh eyes into our group. I'm able to share a sample with them, and I'm able to have a bold reach out. Listen, if there's somebody you want to work with, message them that and say, you popped in my head, you popped in my heart. I would love to share what we have with you. Would you, shoot me your address. Would you like coffee or would you like zest? And they're going to be like, well, what is it? Oh, let me show you. You get them into your customer group, you start showing them the testimonies, and they're going to be like, yeah, I want that. And even if they say no, you guys, your purpose is bigger than a no. Your purpose is bigger than sitting frustrated over a no, okay? Also, I want to encourage you guys to follow up. Follow up is key. You should be following up every day. I know Follow Up Friday is a big thing. I know, people get paid on Fridays. You can follow up every Friday, but follow up every day, and not just about business. Go and build relationships. You don't know who needs to hear from you today. You don't know who needs to know your story. And it doesn't always have to be like, hey, you want a sample? Hey, look at what I'm doing. Hey, join my business. That's not fun. People buy people. They don't buy products, and they don't buy an opportunity. So whether you work full-time or you work part-time, these are things that you should be doing every day in your business, and you marry the process and the result will come. So lastly, the last thing that I do is get in some groups. You have a voice. You have a voice, use it. What do you like? Do you like, I'm in a Peloton group, you guys. Listen, I gotta share a story with you. I want a Peloton, and I'm manifesting it into my life. So I joined a Peloton group, and I want to know like all the things. And I've learned so much about Peloton, and I don't even own one yet. I do have the app, but I don't own the bike. So my point in that is saying, like, go and manifest things that you want in your group, in your life. Do you want to travel? Do you want to be like a travel blogger? Go and join some travel groups, meet some new people, connect with some new faces. Get to know the people in the groups, comment on their stuff. Oh my gosh, what is that? How are you? Oh my gosh, we have so much in common. I know that, we're in this travel group together. I really want to go to Fiji too. It's on my dream board. Is it on your dream board? Just be a human, guys. So those are my tips. Happy coffee gypsy here. Yes, I feel like a gypsy right now, but those are my tips. Just show up every day in your business, serve your purpose. Don't forget why you started. Stop living in a state of frustration. And when you are frustrated, you guys, feel it, embrace it, and ask it to teach you something. ask it to hold you accountable so that you can learn something from it and be able to use it as fuel to change someone else's story. So I hope that helps you guys.
Woo! That was awesome. Thank you so much, Bobbi Joe. You were incredible. And I just want to thank you for taking your time out of your schedule tonight. I know you're visiting your grandma, so we're sending much prayers and love to her. And we hope you have an incredible time spending your precious moments with your grandma. So thank you again for being on tonight. Thank you, everybody, for joining us on Take Action Thursday. Next week, make sure you get your teams on board here. Bobbi Joe killed it tonight. What an incredible Take Action Thursday. I took so many notes, and I know I'm going to watch it again. So if you had team members miss it, make sure they go to dosezoom.com where they can watch the replay. So again, have a blessed evening. Thank you again, Bobbi Joe. Thank you, everybody. Have a great evening. See you next week, same time, same place. Bye.
Bye.
Thanks again. Love you guys. Bye-bye.
Thank you.
Hey,
Thanks,
thank
Bobbi
you.
Joe.
Bye.
Awesome. Thank
You're
you.
awesome.
Thank you.
Thank you.